Eisenach is a town near the Thüringen forest, its history inextricably linked to the Wartburg castle. In 1068, according to legend, Thüringen Count of Schönberg, Ludwig the Springer, first laid eyes on the hill upon which the castle now sits, and was so enchanted by the sight, he is supposed to have exclaimed, "Wartburg, du sollst mir ein Berg tragen." Wait, mountain, you shall bear a castle for me. It is a German play on words for mountain and fortress. Springer is said to have had clay from his lands transported to the top of the hill, which was not quite within his lands, so he could honestly say that the castle was built on his dirt. More likely the name probably comes from Wart, a kind of watchtower. In 1080 the castle is mentioned in the investiture controversy. This was part of the battle as to whether kings or popes had the right to appoint positions in the church. Henry IV and Gregory VII were a part of this controversy. As a place for courtly culture around 1207, Wartburg became the venue for the Sängerkrieg, or the minstrels contest. It is believed that Tannhauser, the opera by Richard Wagner, was based on this contest and others similar. Two characters are notable in Wartburg history, Elizabeth of Hungary and Martin Luther. Elizabeth was the daughter of King Andrew II of Hungary. At 4 years of age, having been betrothed to help build political alliance, she moved to Germany where she could learn the language and culture. In 1221, at 14 years of age, she married Ludwig IV. The same year he became Landgrave. In 1223, Franciscan monks came to Thüringen, and Elizabeth both learnt and practiced the ideals of St. Francis of Assisi. As a result, she began to use her considerable wealth to care for the needy. She distributed alms in all parts of their territory, even giving away state robes and ornaments to the poor. Below the castle, she built a hospital with 28 beds and visited patients daily to attend to them. Ludwig was supportive of her generosity. In 1227, Ludwig died of a fever en route to join the Sixth Crusade. This changed Elizabeth's life. She took a vow of celibacy, which caused problems. She was pressured to remarry to ensure succession of the family, but she refused, threatening to cut off her nose so no man would want her. Martin Luther also spent time at Wartburg Castle. From May 1521 to March 1522, he lived here incognito. After his refusal to recant at Worms, Frederick the Wise had him kidnapped in the Thüringen forest and taken to the castle. This period Luther called his Patmos. While here he grew a beard and was known as Younger George, or Squire George. The name is believed to have come from Luther's passion for St. George, who slew the dragon. It was in his time here that he translated the New Testament into German. Luther's statement that he had driven the devil away with ink was for many years folklore at Wartburg, where he supposedly grabbed the ink pot and threw it at the devil's head. The drawbridge provides the only access to the castle through the gate, which is the oldest part of the buildings. The Knight's House dates back to the 15th century. The South Tower was erected in 1318. Hitler referred to it as the most German of German castles and tried to get the cross replaced with swastika. Below the castle is Eisenach. This town has been home to two renowned Germans, Johann Sebastian Bach and Martin Luther. Born on the 21st of March 1685 and baptised 2 days later in St. George's Church, where his cousin was the organist, Johann Sebastian Bach was part of an extremely gifted musical family. His father, Eisenach's houseman, city musical director, taught Johann Jr. to play string and wind instruments. Bach attended the Latin school in town and was part of the chorus musicus. In 1694, Bach's mother died. His father passed away also within 9 months. So at just 10 years of age, Bach left Eisenach to live with his older brother. The 550-year-old house that forms the greater part of the Bach Museum was mistakenly identified as Bach's house. Extensively damaged by bombings in 1945, the building has been beautifully restored. Not far down the road is the home of the Piccata family. This picturesque half-timbered house was also restored after extensive bombing in World War II. Over 500 years old, it has been a brewery as well as a restaurant during that time. It has been home to a lawyer, stonecutter and poet. Notably, it was here that Martin Luther lived while a student at Eisenach's Latin school. His father wanted a good education for Martin with a vision of him becoming a lawyer. A picture of note shows Luther singing. This was a means of helping to pay for his board. Eisenach's schoolmaster at the time, John Tre Bon Nui, would take off his master's hat and salute the boys each day, saying, "I do this to salute the coming man. I do not know what boy there may be here of whom God purposes to make a great advocate, a distinguished chancellor, a burgomaster, or a learned doctor." A monument to Luther stands in the town as a tribute to one such man who sat in that class. Nearby is St George's Church, the predecessor of the current late Gothic churches, where Ludwig IV and Elizabeth married. Luther was a choir boy here. The church became Protestant and contains a large painting to commemorate the Reformation. The 16th century statue outside is a tribute to the patron Saint St George slaying the dragon. Features of Eisenach include the Schmalz House, which is a 2.05 metre wide house built before 1750, a second nearly as narrow nearby. The cars, which have been manufactured here since 1896. Eisenach is a town with much to offer as a destination.